Hi, I'm doing a little voice memo like Brian did, because those were really helpful, a really good summary of the Dark Ninja stuff. Now, I'm going to be streaming on Playgang in around a week. The reason I haven't been is because I am moving countries for a little while, and I have to move all of my stuff to the other country. The reason I am moving is probably pretty obvious, because what with the stuff in Russia and Ukraine and Israel and Palestine, I would ideally like to be closer to one of those countries in case, considering the fact that my family could get bombed. So, that's happening until the war's over, I guess. So I'm probably going to be nearer to either Russia or Israel in the upcoming weeks, but not in those countries exactly, because I'd rather not be caught in the crossfire. Anyway, sorry for the long intro. I've been watching all of the Dark Ninja stuff, and my sort of place is to just sit in the sort of like Discord servers and watch everything. I used to VC with them, but it honestly is a very pointless activity because it's just Roxo and his fellow black friends screaming over the top of everyone, talking about how white people are inferior or whatever, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to be a part of this delusional shit. So I don't do that anymore. But I have seen Dark Ninja being in there, and he's just replying to them like normal, and I'm not seeing any animosity, and I'm thinking, hang on a minute, these are the people who tried to ruin your life. Like, they would have ruined my life if they would actually be able to dox me. But, I mean, if I was Ninja, I would be fucking terrified. Because if people knew who my family were and where I lived, those plate motherfuckers are the types of people where they are so cringe and such useless incels that they have nothing else to do other than start going after your family. There is a fucking zero chance that they're just gonna stop, Like, I don't want to be the one to say this, Ninja, but they're not just gonna wake up one day and say you're their best friend and are never gonna hurt you again. Because these are the people who have been essentially trying to get your children taken away by CPS, and swatting your house. For some reason, out of everyone that was targeting Ninja, I actually didn't swat Ninja. And the reason I didn't swat Ninja is because, I'm not going to lie, it really was a bit of a stretch for me to believe that this guy, Dark Ninja, is a pedophile like Plategang are making him out to be. But at the same time, if Ninja is choosing to even interact with them, let alone play StarCraft, I don't know games, whatever that was, or play that Star game with them, he is kind of putting himself in a position where, like, he's indefensible in a way, because he's got all of these sort of Kiwis who are trying to protect him. He's got Strawberry Douche and Olive Oil wrapped up in this. To an extent, he's got Josh wrapped up in this because he's hosting these threads. And at the end of the day, it's like, there's also people who are like kind of just halfway in, halfway out, like Tragic, who's, I don't even know what side he's on anymore. But we've got people like that. Like, all of those people who are basically just taking the fall every time any of this stuff happens. Because Ninja has basically just laid back and said, oh, okay, we're going to play video games together. But then, people like Olive Oil, people like Strawberry Douche, all of the guys on Kiwi Farms, they're still fighting the good fight, right, against people like Roxo. So, while Ninja says he's fine, and Ninja's not getting fucked with anymore, that's all well and good. But all of those Kiwis who have spent the past year trying to defend this guy are getting thrown under the fucking, they're getting thrown under the fucking bus. Because they're the ones taking the fall if Ninja isn't. And that's been my issue. Is that I understand making up with people. I've made up with a fair amount of people that I used to really hate. But that being said, it's a kind of different thing when, you know, those people are having to suffer being swatted for no reason, no good reason, and they're having to suffer people writing to their families and sexually harassing them. I mean, Roxo has posted child porn before, knowing what it is. Like, I've said to him, and sometimes, like, a lot of the time it hasn't even been anything to do with me. Like, sometimes he'll be posting, like, revenge porn of some girl, and I'll be like, yeah, Roxo, you might want to stop that, because there's no fucking age verification. And he'll just keep doing it, thinking it's funny. These people do not give a fuck. And if they're not attacking Ninja, they're gonna be looking for replacements, because they cannot survive without drama. So, without Ninja there, they're obviously gonna go after all the Kiwi people. And those people, in the complete fairness, haven't actually done anything wrong. Like, they're not exactly hiding who they are, in the sense that they admit that they're gossipy, that they're mean. It's Kiwi Farms. We know what Kiwi Farms is there for. So it's not like they're acting out of the ordinary for themselves. Yet they're having to suffer the consequences of Ninja playing StarCraft or whatever with these people. And that's my issue. Anyway, quick little summary on the Dark Ninja stuff. I mean, honestly, just want to add that I really think Godwinson should separate himself from Plague Gang, because it's really difficult for me to endorse that. I'm kind of embarrassed by it. If you want my honest opinion, it's embarrassing, because these are literally the fucking literal insects. Like, they're bottom tier. They are worse than the Kino Casino. They are legit the scum of the internet. And I just, like, imagine hanging out with Sweden rocks, though. Like, fuck, man, that's just how you get bullied. So it's awkward, because it's like, I don't know if Godwinson actually knew anything about Plague Gang. I think a lot of this is because he was ill-informed, and he just saw Plague Gang as this way to dox grossly who he was currently fighting with. I don't think that he would have hung out with them if he actually knew what they were fucking doing. I just think that he saw that they were going after grossly, and he was like, oh, that means they're my friends. And that's a problem that I have, is that people really need to lurk more before they inject themselves into these groups. There really is no right way for me to say this, but, like, honestly, Godwinson, I would have doxed your enemies for you if you fucking asked. You didn't need to ask a bunch of, like, fucking mentally ill creeps. I'm just saying.